For me, it is about the law and people.
That is not a legal defense, let me tell you.
And how people can resolve and better themselves.
Justice with passion.
I knew I was going to go into law because I always defended everybody. I was always the one who found a solution and tried to resolve the problem by having people talk to each other.
Justice with truth.
So I'm giving you one more chance to tell me the truth.
This is Justice for All with Judge Cristina Pérez. Tabitha Johnson is suing Kenny Baker in the amount of $400. Ms. Johnson claims she hired Mr. Baker as a model for her fashion line and says she had to replace him because he looked nothing like his photos. Mr. Baker is countersuing for $350.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
I understand you are a fashion designer.
Yes, I am.
And you started your own fashion line?
Yes, I did. I used to work for a fashion design company. One day I was there just like sketching at my desk. There was a dress that I was sketching, and my boss overlooked it and immediately like had it made up and done up, but they didn't give me the credit for it. So I quit and started doing fashion myself.
Okay, and what do you design? Tell me.
I design menswear, so it is like swimwear and active wear for men, and it's been fun. And so when I was first starting out, I was looking into hiring models to shoot the clothes that I've been designing. So I looked online to find models, particularly fit models, clean-shaven models that male models that would look very appealing to the public eye. So that's
so a question in your ad, looking out, or your solicitation when you were looking for models, did you give that description?
I didn't, but I didn't think I needed to because when I found
what you were saying, because it was menswear, I mean swimwear, things of that.
Well, the photos that I seen and reached out to
do you
him.
have any evidence to show what ad you put out or anything of that nature?
No, I do not have any evidence to say like what my description was.
Why did you like Mr. Baker? Why did you like his look? He's not clean shaven.
I like Mr. Baker.
I'm sorry, you have a mustache.
Just today,
yeah, you have a mustache.
Well, I liked him initially because the photos that I actually do have here were clean shaven.
Well,
he
let me
looked
see the
good.
pictures.
Absolutely. Also, I've included my receipt there for.
So how did she find you, Mr. Baker?
So like she said, she didn't put out any ad. Ms. Johnson didn't put out any ad. I have a website where I have various photos of different looks. Some are clean shaven, some are not clean shaven, some are shirtless, some are not shirtless. And I have a form on there that people can contact me through. It asks us a series of questions of what's the shoot is, what's the clothing, what do I need to know, how many hours. It also has my phone number, and Ms. Johnson actually reached out to me through my phone number instead of using the form.
Okay, so she found you through your website.
Yeah, that's right.
Not a modeling agency?
No, I'm not represented.
Okay, so she Googled you, or how did you find him?
There's like a quick search on just like, maybe male. I think I searched something like male models or maybe even social media.
Oh,
I think it was social media, yeah.
Okay, and you immediately saw him and you liked his look because they're gorgeous pictures.
He was definitely, good looking.
They're gorgeous pictures. Yeah.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Even now, he looks nice, but this is not the look that I wanted.
So this is what you saw on the website. These are,
some selfies, some outdoor shoots.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Where those arms, they don't look nothing.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt.
All right. When you contacted Mr. Baker, did you tell him that you were looking for somebody to model swimwear?
I did not, and that is because what I seen was what I assumed would be presented. These were recent photos.
So I'm not seeing, I don't know if you have a six-pack. I don't want to know. But, so you cannot tell if he has a six-pack. And I couldn't tell from his, this picture if he had a six-pack.
Like I said, I assumed that he would be cut. And that was because in his photos previously, it looked like he was cut.
How recent were these photos?
All the photos on the actual website are dated. So some of those are from when I just started out, so maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And then some of them are from a year or two ago, maybe last summer.
Did you know that they were dated?
They were not dated.
They are dated on the website if you hover over them.
Huh. Okay. All right. So you texted him. What did you say to him?
I told him that I was looking for a male model. He fit the bill. I told him the rate, which was $350 for the time, and that where we would be shooting. And he responded and said everything was fine. And so I didn't really push any further details just because I expected him to show up very professionally and how he looked in his photos.
It was a very vague request. I actually have the text messages if you want to see the initial text messages.
Yeah.
And like I said, afterwards I followed up with a phone call to get some details, and all Ms. Johnson told me is that the clothing would be provided. I asked her if there's anything I needed to bring or prepare. She told me to just come with a good amount of energy, ready for a 4-hour shoot, and also to eat beforehand because she wasn't going to be providing food. So I did go eat before I came.
Okay.
Which I feel it might have contributed a little bit because I had a big lunch. I didn't know I was going to be shirtless.
Well, I mean, it's eating beforehand and actually like a couple sizes up than your
Okay,
photo
don't need
show.
to
That's
poke
like
fun at it.
definitely.
Okay, all right. So
He was
then,
like 3 sizes
So
too
then
big.
Tabitha, you send this to him, say, hey, Kenny, I'm doing a model runway shoot at my house. I want to see if you're available. Yes, when and where? How did you find me? What is the rate? 2 p.m., address, cool, count me in. Do I need to bring any specific wardrobe? Nope, clothing will be provided. Let me know if you have any questions. Nowhere do you say it's for swimsuit or casual clothing.
No.
And neither
For all
did she.
he knows, he's going to be modeling gloves or shoes.
Sure. He absolutely. I think that he should be prepared to be modeling anything. Absolutely. He is a professional as he presented himself. He has a website.
With all due respect, and with all due respect to you, Mr. Baker, he's not a professional model.
Coming up on Justice for All.
This day I had eaten a big meal beforehand because I was told to have a lot of energy, so I had a burrito beforehand to give myself a little carbo
Yeah,
load.
but a burrito doesn't wash away a washboard stomach.
And later,
My boyfriend Jeremy called to make sure that I'd made it home safely. And it was mostly muscle memory, like where the gate hesitates. And I didn't have enough time to stop.
we're back with the case of Tabitha Johnson, who is suing Kenny Baker for breach of contract.
So what were you wearing and what did you look like when you arrived at her house?
I believe I was just in comfortable jeans and like a loose t-shirt because like she said, the wardrobe was going to be provided to me, so I didn't dress fancy or anything or go out of my way.
Okay, and how tall are you?
I'm 5'11",
And how much do you weigh?
about 190.
190? It's pretty fit.
I can bench 255.
I would say right now he showed up about 15 pounds heavier to my house than he is right now, and it was I was not
Did you just go on a diet recently?
No, so,
I was-
Yana, usually when I talk to people about swimwear shoots, they will tell me ahead of time. We booked about 2 weeks out. That swimwear, you're going to be shirtless, so I'll kind of do a strong cleanse. Like I said, this day I had eaten a big meal beforehand because I was told to have a lot of energy, so I had a burrito beforehand to give myself a little carbo
Yeah,
load.
but a burrito doesn't wash away a washboard stomach.
Right, I feel though that if given the time, we had about 2 hours before we were going to shoot, so she wanted me there at 2 o'clock for fitting and check-in, but the shoot wasn't actually going to start till 4 o'clock.
So what were the clothes that he was going to model?
He was going to be wearing a variety of things, swimwear mixed in with athletic wear. So
Okay, so when you saw him, why didn't you just say, okay, he's not wearing a swim trunk, or how did you know he didn't have a six-pack?
because when he did take off his shirt, because I asked him, I was willing to work with a scruff, and I feel like that's still a desired look for what I was trying to do. But when he took off his shirt, because I continued with this, he was here. It was like beer belly. Like he was like. It was like pregnancy.
All right. So then at that moment you had a model. Why don't you just have him model the pants and the shorts and the shirts? And you didn't show me.
I just didn't think that it was in my best interest to continue to work with someone unprofessional.
Can you show me what you wanted to model?
I do not have.
Okay. All right. So those are things that are important to me because you're suing for $400 because you basically told him to leave and you hired somebody else. So you therefore had a $400 bill to hire somebody else, right?
Immediately. As well.
Immediately.
Yes.
Okay. And he's countersuing you because he's like, hey, I showed up and I did everything you wanted me to do and you fired me and I took the time out and we had a contract essentially. So he's countersuing you for $350.
Sure.
So it would be important for me to know what you wanted him to wear, what you could have done, because essentially you two had a contract for services. You hired him as a model. He was supposed to model. He had no idea what he was going to model. You should have asked. But if you're claiming that he breached this contract, you have to also show me that you really tried to fix it yourself. Right?
I did. I mean,
or that he tried. You didn't.
He
made him take his shirt off, and you said, I don't need you, goodbye. You should have been more detailed and more clear, and you should have demanded more. You're hiring somebody, you're paying somebody $350. So you have to be clear. I want this, I want this, I want that. How old were the pictures? What do you look like now? Can you please text me a picture of yourself today, what you look like? If he came looking completely different, then you would have known that's not right. That's not what I hired you. Sorry, you just sent me a picture. But you didn't, okay? So I'm not going to reward you for not doing your homework and not being professional in the sense of really making sure, dotting all your I's and crossing all your T's. That's what you have to do when you have your own business. You have to be aggressive in the nicest way. You have to protect yourself. You have to demand what you want in order to get what you want. So let this be a good learning lesson for you. So unfortunately, based on the evidence, I will deny your claim for $400. Now, however, I'm going to grant his claim for $350. He showed up. He showed up. You contracted him to come.
He didn't even have the things that he was supposed to.
Miss Johnson, you hired him. This was your contract. This is your social media in today's world contract. You didn't even ask for his size.
Well, I mean,
you didn't even ask for his size of clothes, shorts, pants, nothing. No measurements, how much you weigh, can you confirm how tall you are, what's your waist size, nothing.
It's very implied in the text that he should look like his...
Okay, Miss Johnson, the more you argue with me, the more you're digging yourself in a hole, and the more I'm going to believe that you do not have what it takes to make it in the business. And that's a very harsh thing. Why is it harsh? Because I want you to succeed. I want to see that you will succeed and be a very good fashion designer. You actually have to put it down so this never happens to you again. Do you understand me?
Sure, yes.
All right. So based on the evidence, I will deny your claim for $400 and I will grant the defendant's counterclaim for $350. Good luck.
Thank you.
Judge Perez has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff has been ordered to pay $350.
I should have asked you more questions, but you definitely misrepresented yourself.
So I'm sorry you feel that way, okay? But today I feel like justice was served. And honestly, if you want me to work with you again in the future, I'm more than willing to, okay?
Coming up on Justice for All.
I felt really bad about it all, of course, so I gave my parents $400.
Selena and Alfred Muno are suing Haley Muno in the amount of $1,100. The co-plaintiffs claim their daughter was distracted when she drove her car into their driveway gate and needs to pay for the damage.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Muno, you are here today suing your daughter.
Yes, Your Honor.
For $1,100.
That is correct.
What in the world happened?
I'm suing my daughter because she broke the driveway gate. She came home late one night from a party, okay? And she was at the gate, and I heard this loud clang, okay? I got up, I went out to the gate, and she broke the gate. She said she clicked the gate, okay, the remote, and it started to open. But it stopped, and she hit it dead on before she had time to go ahead and hit the brakes, okay? Now the gate, Your Honor, wasn't 100%, okay? It would hesitate about midway through, okay? But we all knew that, and she knew that. And now I paid $1,500. I completely replaced the whole
Okay, so why are
gate.
you suing her for $1,100?
I've already paid him $400.
Oh, I see. Oh.
I have an estimate here. If you would like to see, I felt really bad about it all, of course. So I called the gate company and told them that I had bumped the lock and that the lock was broken. And so I gave my parents $400 for the lock.
Would that have fixed the gate so it would have been operational again?
The lock would have been fixed, but the gate would have still hesitated, as he mentioned.
Okay, so it would have been back to normal.
Yes.
Coming up,
I love my daughter. I just want her to become more responsible, and this is really the last straw for us.
we're back with the case of Selena and Alfred Muno, who are suing their daughter, Haley Muno, for property damage.
All right, so why did you not just do that, Mr. Muno? Just fix the lock, which she broke.
Well, I felt that repairing it is not solving the situation.
got it.
It's still
Okay.
going to hesitate.
Okay.
And I checked the cameras the next day, and while the gate was opening, she was looking down. I think she was on her cell phone with her boyfriend.
Were you on
and-
your cell phone?
I was just coming back from a party, a friend's birthday party, and my boyfriend Jeremy called to make sure that I'd made it home safely. It was a very brief exchange, and it was mostly muscle memory, like where the gate hesitates, and I didn't have enough time to stop before I hit the gate.
Mr. Muno, so then why sue your daughter for the rest of the $1,100, for the rest of the $1,500 if she gave you enough money to repair the gate? Because under the law, I have to put you back to where you were before she bumped into the gate. So I'm not quite sure why she owes you $1,100
Your
and
Honor,
why you couldn't have talked about this at home versus coming here.
Okay, well, number one, this is not the only unreasonable thing
Okay.
she's done.
All right, obviously that's unreasonable, but she paid for it. Mrs. Muno, do you have anything to add to this?
Your Honor, I'm here supporting my husband. I agree with what he's doing here. I love my daughter. I just want her to become more responsible, and this is really the last straw for us.
Judge Perez's verdict when Justice for All returns.
She listened to you at home?
I think she does, but
I mean, I get a feeling that maybe she doesn't listen to you because that's why you brought her to court. I mean, do you listen to your parents?
Yes.
Do you really actually listen to what they're saying to you? Do you understand what they're saying to you?
I understand that I have caused financial strain on them, and I'm doing my best.
I don't
to-
think it's just financial strain. I think that what they're trying to teach you, when I hear listen, it's not like listen to the words, listen to the intent behind what your parents are telling you. Oh my God, really, finally you broke the gate because you were on the phone with your boyfriend? Of course that's frustrating, and of course they yelled at you. But what are they really trying to say? Grow up. All right, so based on the evidence, I will deny the plaintiff's claim of $1,100. Good luck to you all.
Judge Perez has ruled in favor of the defendant. The co-plaintiff's claim has been denied.
I just want you guys to know that I heard you and I heard what the judge said, and I'm going to do better, and I'm going to start helping out more.
I'm glad you learned something, Haley.
That's really good to hear.